The stimulus. Is this the remarketing of the plan, and is it working? Let's ask consumer and marketing strategy guru Julie Roehm. Julie, welcome to the program. We have seen a big change in it. First off, they renamed TARP, Financial Stability Plan, shorter, a little easier to sell, right?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I don't
Okay.
think it quite rolls off the tongue. People like acronyms.
Well, it's like I support the TARP or I support the financial it sounds so nice, Financial Stability Plan. Everything's going to be fine.
Well, the idea of stability certainly is that. But I think what has been interesting, as we've spoken before, is the new tack I think that this president is taking to try to sell this. He had a really bad week last week, let's face it, right? He had issues with his staff. He had issues in general with people with taking acceptance to this stimulus plan. It really wasn't going over very well. So what he did, which was a smart move, again, he's got great marketing strategists helping him, which is like his strength is campaigning. I mean, he's an excellent campaigner.
Which is why he hit the road and went to Elkhart, Indiana, and Fort Myers, Florida today.
And Elkhart, Indiana, and Fort Myers are great markets to go to, particularly when your opening message is, look, you want to change, I'm talking about change, I want to do it fast, because if I don't do something fast, catastrophe will strike. And there's not a place where that message is going to resonate better than in a place that has 18% unemployment.
How about this, though, is the point I just brought up with Andrew, right? I mean, you look at the stimulus plan, the American people are smart enough to know that when they hear things about rural broadband and all these things, that's not stimulus, that's just spending. So why not be honest and say, hey, half of this is stimulus or whatever they think it is, half is help. Isn't that smarter? People out there, even if they don't support the plan, might say, I want to help my neighbor.
I think that it would be better from a consumer standpoint to have it be more honest. I think part of the reason that he's had trouble getting acceptance is because it isn't clear what it is, because it's being hurried through so quickly. People don't have time to understand or absorb it. I mean, it's a lot of stuff in there, and it's a huge chunk of money. And he's using now his personal acceptance rate to try to get the acceptance of this package to move up, which doesn't have nearly the same acceptance as he personally does. And I think that if he was to be a bit more honest and more transparent, it would be better because people might accept it. I don't think, however, it would be an overwhelming win. I don't think the size of this package is ever going to be formally accepted.
We constantly hear him and members of administration, including Tim Geithner today, actually Christopher Dodd, who introduced Geithner, say, well, the previous administration really screwed us, and now this is what we're getting, this is what we're getting. And then Obama says, well, I want to look forward on other things. I mean, which is it? You can't look forward with hope and change if you're constantly blaming a Congress that, oh, by the way, you were a member of.
Well, from a marketing perspective, it's more of a defensive position, right? He's been very much on the offensive, but he has been put on it. That's why I started off with, he's been put on a defensive position. Last week it started, things aren't going well, the market's not responding. He's going back now to put a little bit of the blame behind him on, look, I inherited this. That was a big statement from him. I inherited this. So he's starting off with that, and then he's going forward and saying, and look, hey, we're doing something, though, because if we don't, there's a catastrophe. But by the way...
But does that work?
It might... Well...
Is that a powerful... it resonated the election.
Scary.
Basically, you could just run on, I'm not Bush.
Fear works. First of all, fear works, and what is happening, has been happening, hasn't worked. So absolutely, anybody who's promising change to do something different sounds good to people. I think what's his biggest issue coming up is that what he's promising, he's going to jam this through, and fear some of it will work, God help us if it doesn't, but a lot of this stuff is a year or 2 years out.
Is fear a good marketing strategy? Drink this soda or die. I mean, that's not a good marketing strategy. I'm not sure. Well, maybe I would. You know what? If they were honest, I might drink the soda.
You might. Fear is a it can be an effective marketing strategy. I don't think it's a good marketing strategy. And I think his big risk is the fact that he's got 1 or 2 years before his promises come to fulfillment, and that could be a backlash against him as a result.
We need to take it from your old industry, cars. Drive this car, and you're automatically better looking. Vote for the stimulus plan, and you're cool.
You will be safer.
You will be safer. There you go. Julie Roehm, marketing expert. Julie, thank you very much. The remarketing of TARP. By the way, FSP, no longer TARP or TLF or CRAP. There's a lot of acronyms that are still being thrown out there. $3 billion, those